Somewhere, there is a photograph of you that you do not remember being taken. You are small in it. Maybe 1 year old, maybe 2. Someone is holding you, laughing, and you are laughing back at a world that was brand new. You have seen this photo before. You know it is you. And yet when you look at it, there is nothing behind your eyes. No memory of that day. No memory of that room, that person, that feeling. It is a stranger's life wearing your face. But the real answer is far stranger. Those first years were not empty. You were not asleep. In fact, you were learning faster than you ever will again. You learned to see, to crawl, to walk, to understand language, to recognize the faces of the people who loved you. You laughed thousands of times. You cried thousands more. You lived through what may have been the most intense, most important years of your entire life, and you cannot remember a single second of it. Why? This is one of the strangest facts about being human, and it has a name. Psychologists call it infantile amnesia. It means that almost no one can recall anything from before the age of about 3, and memories from 3 to 7 are patchy at best, fading like writing left in the sun. Try it right now. Reach back as far as you can. Whatever you find, there's almost certainly a wall, and behind that wall, years of your own life that you will never see again. The first person to take this seriously was Sigmund Freud, more than a century ago. He noticed that his patients could remember almost nothing of early childhood, and he found it suspicious. He assumed the memories were there, hidden, deliberately buried because they were too disturbing to face. He thought your mind was protecting you from something. He was wrong about that, but he was right that something strange was happening. For decades, the popular explanation was simple. A baby's brain is unfinished. The thinking went, so it simply cannot form memories yet. No storage, no recording. But that explanation has a problem, and the problem is obvious once you see it. Babies clearly do remember things. A 9-month-old remembers where you hid a toy. A 1-year-old remembers how to work a new toy days after seeing it once. A 2-year-old remembers words, faces, routines, the smell of home. Their memory works. So why does it vanish? Here's where it gets interesting. A developmental psychologist named Patricia Bauer spent years studying memory in very young children. She would teach toddlers a simple sequence of actions, then test whether they could repeat it weeks or months later. They could. The youngest children genuinely formed memories that lasted. But Bauer found something haunting in the data. Those early memories were fragile. They decayed far faster than adult memories do. A young child could hold a memory for a while, but it leaked away, like water through cupped hands, and the younger the child, the faster it drained. So, the memories form. They just do not last. The question is why? To answer that, you have to go inside the brain, to a small, curled structure deep in its center called the hippocampus. The name comes from the Greek word for seahorse, because that is roughly its shape. The hippocampus is where your experiences are bound together into lasting memories. It is the part of you that turns a moment into something you can return to. And in a baby, the hippocampus is doing something that almost nothing else in your body does after you grow up. It is growing new neurons at a furious pace. This is called neurogenesis, the birth of new brain cells. For a long time, scientists believed it was a good thing for memory, and in some ways it is. But a neuroscientist named Paul Franklin, working with his colleague Sheena Jocelyn in Toronto, uncovered a stranger truth. He studied young mice whose brains, like yours once did, churn out new neurons rapidly, and he found that this flood of new cells was actively erasing memories. Think about what that means. The baby brain is not a blank page waiting to be written on. It is a page being constantly rewritten. Every new neuron that wires itself into the hippocampus disrupts the delicate circuits that were holding an older memory. The very growth that makes a baby's brain so powerful, so able to learn, is the same growth that wipes the slate clean again and again. Franklin showed it directly. When he slowed neurogenesis in young mice, their early memories survived. When he sped it up in adult mice, their memories began to disappear. The forgetting was not a flaw. It was a side effect of building a brain. So your earliest years were erased, not because nothing happened, but because your brain was being constructed at such speed that it could not hold still long enough to keep the record. Somewhere there is a photo of you that you cannot remember, but the child in it was not lost. You forgot those years while becoming the only thing you would ever keep: yourself.